that the poultry farm shouldn't be going on.
Passed by who?
By the legislatures.
Against who?
There was a specific resolution that was passed that the deputy governor should desist from carrying on the poultry.
Now, I ask you a question. A resolution that was passed by the House of Assembly, is it tantamount to a law of the state?
In as much as it's
a
not
resolution, is it tantamount? Does it have the effect, does it have the force of a law?
In as much as it's not tantamount to a law of a state, however, it is tantamount to what can be described as a subsidiary legislation.
Are these things subjective?
Yeah, of course, definitely. These things are subjective, following the provision of section 188 sub 11. Because it stated
which
there,
I talked about when I opened.
section 188 sub 11, which is defining,
yeah?
the definition section defining
it
gross
misconduct. It says any member of the executive on grounds of
gross misconduct. Now, what is gross misconduct? Under that definition section, a gross misconduct was defined as a grave violation or a breach of any
open your constitution.
Yes.
Open your constitution.
Yes.
Oh, yours is already open.
Yeah, my own is already open.
My own is on the iPad.
Open your constitution.
It means a grave violation or breach of the provisions of this constitution or a misconduct such nature as amounts in the opinion of the House of Assembly to gross misconduct.
Is that what you have to on your own?
That's why I have
different versions of 1999 constitution.
That's what I have on my own.
Okay.
Okay.
So where is the problem here?
No, wait, I'm coming. I'm driving somewhere. Now, the Constitution, because you asked me a question, whether it's subjective.
Yeah.
And I told you.
Interpreting that.
Yes. The Constitution made it expressly clear in the opinions of the House of Assembly, which means that if you ask me what is an impeachable offense, I will tell you that an impeachable offense is defined as the correctness of the attributes or the character of a person who is doing.
Are you a lecturer? No, because
no.
This definition is taking me out of what I think.
No,
but go ahead. No,
I'm coming somewhere. I'm coming somewhere because you know we cannot be looking at this impeachment only on a legal framework because impeachment basically is political in content and procedural in
political in content and procedural
and legal in procedures.
Do you agree with that?
I don't agree with that.
In content.
I don't agree with that.
And legal in procedure. Okay, just hold that. Hold on your point on how you're going to disagree on whether it is politically motivated and legal in process while you explain that term you're trying to convey to us.
Now, when I say that it's political in content, impeachment is, first of all, a tool that is designed to regulate the actions of politicians.
Okay, yeah.
You understand? So, now, the content of what is impeachable in one state, however, might not be what is impeachable in another state.
Yeah, because they have house rules.
No, not just that they have.
What do you base impeachment on? Is it based on, because when we had the Edo guys here, I remember a couple of weeks back, they were quoting previously from their own house rule, Edo House of Assembly, as to justify what was impeachable or not. But today we are referring to the ultimate authority, which is
the ground norm.
Yeah, so which works here when you need to do an impeachment process? So add that to the point you're trying to tell the audience.
Definitely, it's the Constitution that works. But now the Constitution has given a levity, unlike in American Constitution. In American Constitution, there are what are called grounds. Specific grounds, which is similar like what you have in Section 15 of the Marriage Act, where it states the grounds in which a person was can divorce. You understand? Now, there are specific grounds, unlike in Nigeria, that leaves a lacuna, a broadway, a leeway to what is impeachable. Now, it can, in a particular state, it can amount to political, an impeachable offense if you move from one political party to another. Okay. However, in another state, it will amount to a vote of confidence. It will amount to eliciting a vote of confidence if you move from another political party to other, in as much as you carry members of your House of Assembly along.
You don't think he's doing a good job defending that the legislature is doing well?
I don't think so. I disagree with him. I don't believe that an impeachable offense in Lagos State cannot be an impeachable offense or might not be an impeachable offense in Enugu State. We are all being governed by the 1999 Constitution. The 1999 Constitution is the ground norm. And if any particular state should have a law that is contrary to the provision of the 1999 Constitution, that law, to the extent of its validity, is inconsistent.
Do you agree with me that there is a lacuna in this provision?
No, hold on.
But do you agree with me that there is a lacuna in this section 188 sub 11? Do you agree with me?
I don't agree with you.
You don't agree.
I don't agree with you.
If you don't agree with me, Then what's the meaning of opinion? Opinion means subjective. Opinion means subjective, which means that what is right to you might not be right to me. It's not an objective.
Okay, put it very practically. What we are saying is that somebody sits down in his house, maybe calls up another fellow member of the house and say, you know what, we don't like the way he smiled today.
That's
what I mean. Could that be the fate that the Enugu State governor has suffered, and maybe the Adamawa guy has also suffered? And I'm wondering, these guys are suffering to some subjective decisions of some group of people, however they couch it, and you think that's a fantastic job?
Of course. You know why I think that's a fantastic job? Because this is politics that
Can I be right? It means I can't be right.
No.
That can be a fantastic job. It can never be a fantastic job.
Okay.
Now, the section 188, subsection 11, created a lacuna. All right, created a lacuna. But however, in the case of Inakoju and Adeleke in 2007, that lacuna was cured, even though the constitution still needs to be amended to explicitly state what a misconduct is all about. But in Inakoju versus Adeleke, in 2007 case, the court held that gross misconduct include, but not limited to, grave violation or breach of provisions of the constitution, breach of oath of allegiance, corruption, false declaration of assets, breach of oath of office, and so on. Now, what are the leeway that our legislatures are getting or are using is because the court says and so on. Now, they are not using and so on to be anything. And so on to be he's running a poultry, and so on to be the governor does not like his face any longer, and so on to be the president does not like his face any longer. And we say no. That and so on has to be interpreted in line with the already stated grounds. All right? Now, those and so on has to be, he has stated corruption, running of poultry. Is it part of the and so on? It can never be part of the and so on because it is not it is not in line with already stated
quantity.
Wait,
I don't know. I've not been there. I've not been to government house.
I want to ask
but
you.
What I'm saying is that whatever they want to state, whatever if they want to manufacture any grounds for impeaching anybody tomorrow, it should be it's manufacturing. They are manufacturing.
Manufacturing sector.
They are manufacturing.
I want to actually ask you a question because you are just raising the issue of poultry farm. Actually, not.
Let's leave Enugu State. Let's travel up north to Adamawa.
Okay.
What happened in the case of Nyako?
Nyako
is also a farmer, isn't it?
Yeah, but that was not the ground in which he was impeached.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
yes, the ground in which he was impeached was on
down east. You own a poultry, you kicked out. Up north, the man is a fantastic. I heard he's a very big farmer.
He's a farmer, but that was not the ground upon which he was kicked out. He was kicked out on the ground of financial mismanagement,
which is what clearly is in that constitution. Right?
It's also no. It is a clear violation. That if you as a state governor enters the office and you took an oath of allegiance, an oath of office, you understand, to preserve the funds of the state, to encourage the state, to bring this state to bring this state into an economic stability. Now you that ought to do this, you are at the back eating and siphoning the funds of the state. And you want the legislators to sleep and probably go to bed and pretend as if these things are not happening.
The question is, how come they didn't see that when he was in PDP? How come he now crystallized when he came into APC?
The fact that
you're taking it into another curve.
I'm taking it political. They are guided by the law. But what I'm saying in essence is that
how do you know a man's how do you know a man's intention? Because
that's the point. The motive. No. It's the motive.
It's conjecture.
It's the motive.
It's conjecture. You are just you are just preempting them.
I'm not preempting.
You are asking why. You are asking why he was not taken to court. The legislators, they are not judicial officers.
I am not preempting.
They are not EFCC.
I am not preempting.
Neither are they police to take them to court. You understand? Now they have done their own job, which is where they see a foul play for them to raise a red flag, which is what they have already done.
Okay, just a second. Let me allow for audience participation and say that it's interesting that we are all quoting from the same scripture, which is the 1999 Constitution. We'll take a short break now. Listen to what happened in Enugu State. Now, of course, now the man is somewhere hibernating. I heard he's rejected the offer to go to the civil service.